Well, hello again viewers, and welcome back to the channel, Mixed Masdevallias. It's been about 4 weeks since I did a video, so I thought I'll take everybody into the Mazzy house today because I've had a few questions about a lot of people who grow Masdevallias have got a few concerns with this heating during the winter months. I don't think it's going to be a great deal to worry about for some people, but I mean, I let my Mazzies go down to 10 degrees. Anyway, let's go inside and I'll show you what I've got in bloom, what I've got in spike, what's doing well, what's not doing so well, the problems I've had during the last growing season with the bush snails, a few slugs. I've had a few mold problems and everything like that, so I'll take you in and we'll have a look. But if you're new to the channel, thanks for watching. I don't do a great deal of editing of my videos. It's down to earth. I'm just a amateur Masdevallia grower. I also grow Nepenthes and Venus flytraps, and I've got a small online shop that I sell a few of my plants off. So if you can live with that and you don't want all this technology of all these editing of videos, please come and join us, and you're more than welcome to join us. So let me get this little intro out of the way, which helps me promote my online shop, and we'll go in and have a look at what we've got in bloom. Right, well, I'm in. So the first thing I'm going to do today is turn the fans off because they are a bit annoying sometimes when you're trying to do a video. And this one. Oh. Right, we've got a few in bloom that I want to share with you. Some you've probably seen before, but I think we'll start down at one end and work his way round. It makes life a lot easier for me. Have we got any up here? We've got one here. Don't forget, this shelf is where I keep all the ones that I've had a few problems with this growing season. You know, if you look at the back over there, we've got a few yellowing leaves, but most of them will drop off anyway, and the new growths always look decent anyway. Up here I think I've got just one off, look, a small, I believe that's an amaryllis pink, but I might be wrong now. I'm spot on. That's a small amaryllis pink, but like you see, it has a 18-inch inflorescent there. It's a big spike that's growing up, so you really need them on the ground. But I didn't think that would bloom this year because, as I said, I've had problems with it. Here's another one of my old favourites, good old Sugar Baby. I mean, I must have sold 50 or 60 divisions of Sugar Baby over the last couple of years, but always a decent bloomer, always good for anybody to have in their orchid house. Got a few spikes down here. This is Polytoriana, another one I struggled with, but it's got 1, 2 nice new growths coming on it. I believe this is a no ID, so it'll be something to look at when it does come into flower. Up here I've got my Coleogene Frimbiata, just in bloom at the moment. Well, it's pushing out a few, just opening up, but I'll try and get in there for you so you can see it. I'm using one of them mini cameras at the moment. It's quicker for me, it makes life's a bit easier. I've got a 10-15 flowers on that at the moment, but yeah, looking well. More buds popping up just down here. On this side I've got the plants that I've taken off divisions off, so I know what I've got in. Up here, if you're new to the channel, as I said before, these are all Draculas hanging up. We haven't got a lot in flower around this side. There's a couple of that's a no ID, gonna have a couple of yellow flowers on it, as you can see. This is my Wistrepia condonensis, I believe it's condonensis. Yeah, this is a nice little plant. I'll try and zoom in a little bit, but yeah, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, probably eight little spikes on it. Nice little plant, doing well. And down here you can see more of my Draculas all hanging up now. I've taken off the shading because we are in autumn now. I'm trying to give them a bit of light because they've been restricted from light for nearly all of the summer. I wanted to give them a bit of light so that it helps them grow a bit. A lot of them, I could say they're doing well. This one's been pushing these spikes out for ever and a day. Deltoidea. I don't think it's going to do anything. By the size of the plant now, I honestly believe I might have to split it and repot it because it's just bulging out the basket that it's in. A couple more here with spikes on. This one is Chestertonii, a lovely bloomer when it does eventually bloom. If they don't blast, I'm hoping now they won't blast because the weather's cooled down. It's nice and cool in this greenhouse, and it's just what these Draculas like. I have got eating set up in this greenhouse, and as most of you know, I grow these at during the winter months of 10 degrees C. Well, I might increase that this year to 12 degrees C if we don't get any power cuts. Now, people's been asking me what I'm going to do, and I'll tell you in a minute what I intend to try to do if in the event that we do have a power cut. Up here I've got a nice little bloom from Selfieorium. I don't know if you're going to see that. Another nice beauty. Got another spike coming out of the top of it. This one, always beauty, Inca Prince. A lot of people's got Inca Prince now, and that's got nice two nice spikes on it, and a third one coming at the back. Again, another sugar baby there, doing really well. I've got more Amabilis coming up. You can see them spikes. This one's going over now. It's a no ID, a beautiful yellow. This is Pachyura, I believe it's Pachyura, isn't it? Pachyura urea. Just got a couple of spikes on it, but nothing opened yet, so hopefully next time I do a video you'll see that open again. And the same again here, more spikes on it there. This is always successful, which is let me get the label out, I can't remember off the names now. Oh, Exquisita Mary. It's just Exquisita really, but it got the name Mary because obviously at some point it won an award from a grower. Yeah, things are looking up. I think this is my Dracula Bella. Nice bud formed here that should come out soon. This one looks like it's trying to open, but I'm not so sure about that. It may well open, it may well blast. It's all part of growing Masdevallia Orchids. We all try to achieve what we can when we can. And what else have I got to show you there? We've got this one, Polytoriana. It's a VTI cross. It's a cracking colour, that is. Deep red on the edges of the spurs, going up to the centre to an orange. Absolutely gorgeous hybrid cross, primary cross actually. Yeah, true beauty. Yeah, I'll just skip through them, we'll have a look at the others. We've got this here, Masdevallia Orchids. I believe this one may well be Haryana. It's got a cracking spike on it. It's coming up now to about 1, 2, again 18 inches. I might have to move it because it's going to obviously hit the greenhouse roof shortly. I did a recent video on Midnight Plum, which was gifted to me from a viewer. I mean, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blooms still on it. I mean, you've got to look at these. Truly amazing. Truly amazing. So, if you've never grown Masdevallias, it's about time some of you gave them a go. Other things that I wanted to show you today while I'm in here is this is Rosella, Masdevallia Rosella. I never could bloom that in a pot. For whatever reason, it would never bloom. So I mounted it. Now if you can look closely in there and at the top, you can see it's pushing buds out. So sometimes it pays you, and it's grown quite well through this last growing season. But there again, it's something that, in my opinion, wouldn't have bloomed if I didn't mount it. Now a lot of people don't mount them, you know that. I mounted a few. Here's another mount I'd like to show you, only a little one. Only got one flower on it, but this is Masdevallia civilis. Look at that little diamond. A beautiful little, it's bell shaped, lovely yellows on the spur, a nice, what would you call that, maroon, dark purple, nice roots, nice little growth. Yeah, a lovely plant. And again, it's mounted, so it's put a growth out for me, which I do appreciate. While we're in here, I thought I'd share this with you. It's only one bloom, but this is Sunset Jaguar, Masdevallia Sunset Jaguar. In my opinion, another true beauty, but I always say that because I just love Masdevallias. It's one of the best orchids for me anyway. Again, here we've got another Selfie Orion. It's pushing out some nice flowers for us at this moment in time. Marcellogeny, that's pushing out all new bulbs. You can see here. A lot of the bulbs are shriveling now because I no longer water this during the winter. I stopped watering it every year. I think it was end of last season. I give it a few months period now to dry out, and as soon as I start watering this again early next year, all them bulbs come back up to normal size and we start getting some flowers on it. So yeah, and that's done really well for me. I'm just looking around for others because, as I've said, I've had a few problems with some of them. A lot of them are pushing out now. It's pushing out new spikes. A lot of them are pushing out new growths as well. But the biggest problem I've had in here, and I don't know if other growers have had it, I've had problems with the bush snails, a few slugs, a few snails, and a few bits of mildew and mould on a few of the plants now. I'm trying my best to overcome that, but like you say, look at this beauty. You've seen it before, it's an hybrid cross. Never know the proper name for it. I've only got the the actual cross. But again, a beauty. Here's another one. Look at that yellow throat in there. There are some amazing plants to grow. But let's just have a, that's mostly what I've got in bloom. As you can see, most of them's pushing up spikes. I've got spikes coming on everything at the moment. So we'll just have a little chat about a lot of the emails I'm getting off people. People are getting concerned about looking after these during the winter months. Believe me, you're not going to have a big problem. I'll show you what I've done as a bit of a backup. I do have a heater in here. It comes on when the temperatures, well, it keeps the temperature between 10 and 12 degrees during the night. I don't bother with any heat during the day unless it's really cold, and it's not showing that at the moment, so I don't tend to put the heater on during the days. What I do is put a coat on for my benefit. But yeah, I'll show you what else I've got as a bit of a backup. I bought a little cheap gas heater, only lasts a few hours. Well, I think they last 4 hours, but if we do get any what we call them, power outages, where the power goes off for a few hours, I'm not that really concerned. But if it's in the middle of the night and it's a really cold night, I do want to give a bit of heat in here. So I thought, rather than go down the route of getting a big gas heater with a big gas bottle that I've got to hump about and drag around, then order it, get it delivered, I thought, no, I really can't be bothered with all that, you know. So I bought a little gas heater. It's Paviana, beautiful little plant. I bought a little gas heater. The bottles are £1.80. I'll show you in a minute. I'll stick it on as the bottom of the video. You can order the gas online. It lasts, well, it runs for 4 hours on low, and it will certainly give out a bit of heat. I've tried it in here. It keeps the heat, well, it'll stop it freezing, so your mazzies won't survive a couple of nights like that. But let's hope we don't get any outages or power failures. But who knows, the way our government's going at the moment and the cost of living. But for all the people who do keep emailing me with your concerns, keep the emails coming. I'll always try to respond to them and help you the best I can. But I'm afraid there's not a lot we're going to be able to do if the power goes off. You're just going to have to grin and bear it. Now, my wife says if it only lasts us 4 hours on a little heater, and I've got to change the gas bottle, then I'll have to set my clock. But I'll know when the power's gone off, because this little beauty hanging up here tells me the temperature in this greenhouse, and if it dropped sharp, I get a bleep in the house and I'd know that the heater's gone off, because that tells me the temperature all the time. And that way I can just get dressed, come out here and put this little heater on for say 4 hours, and I'd have to change the gas bottle. But let's hope we don't come to that. But yeah, if you're new, and you are new to this channel, please think about subscribing. You know, give us a thumbs up. Don't expect too much from these videos, because I am an amateur grower. I'm not doing this for mega money from YouTube like some people seem to think that YouTube channels are. My YouTube, they've put adverts on it. I don't get any revenue from YouTube whatsoever. They keep all of that because I decided I don't want it. So in my opinion, by all means, skip the video, skip the ads. If the ads come on and it gives you an option to skip them, because they're making the money. I'm not making the money. I'm just making this video for Masdevallia lovers and people like myself who want to have a greenhouse. You're an amateur, you're learning, you're always learning, and you want to have a go at orchids or any kind of plants. I mean, if I go in the carnivorous plants, you'll see the same thing in my nepenthes house, and that's on another video, or go back to one of my old videos and look at that. But yeah, you know, this channel, it's self-supporting. I take divisions off these Masdevallias. I do sell them on my website. I think in this last season, I think we posted 156 boxes. So don't forget, some of them would have had 2 in, some would have probably had 1 in, but we posted 156 boxes of Masdevallias to other growers. We've got positive feedback. I've now shut the shop until spring next year, because I don't buy and I don't want orchids coming through the post at the moment. So if you are thinking about getting a Masdevallia, whether you're getting it online or you're getting it from eBay, think about our postal system at the moment. They can be in the post for 2 or 3 days, and if there's a strike planned, 4 or 5 days. The weather's only got to drop a great deal and you'll know about it. So I've shut my shop. I'm not sending any posting any plants out while there's potential to kill the plant. It's not fair on the plant, and it's certainly not fair on the customer who buys from mixed Masdevallias. So I'll go and get the eater and let's have a look at that. Right, so here's what I bought. Cost me about 20 quid. It's a little portable eater. I think a lot of people use them for camping. You just put the gas bottle in there. Here's one of the bottles that comes with it. They work out at, you can buy them different prices, but I've found the cheapest I've got them for is £1.80. And I thought, you know, if we do have a bit of a power strike, at least I've got some sort of backup to protect these mazzies from real bad frost, and that's what I don't want. Otherwise, say 10 to 12 they'll be alright, but I certainly don't want a frost. And yeah, I thought for 20 quid it's a bit of an investment. It's portable, it's got an handle on, can lift it up, move it around the greenhouse. I would probably put it near the door end just to keep that, because that's the coldest part of this greenhouse, is the door. I've tried everything to seal that, but I struggle with that. But anyway, let's go around and I'll have a look at, show you some of the problems that I have had in this greenhouse. But if you're getting bored of the video now, you know, you don't have to plod along with me, but I like to share these things, and I love people to benefit from how I do these Masdevallias. So let's just have a look at what went wrong this year. As I said, one of the biggest problems I had has been slugs, snails. You know, they've bitten into everything. It makes the leaves look terrible. You're going to wait a couple of years now for that leaf to eventually drop off for you to get lovely looking leaves again. But yeah, it happens everywhere in a greenhouse. You always get something that you can't, it doesn't matter how cautious you are. I mean, look at this one. Now that's had a go at it, but now something else has been on it. So I'm a bit unsure for that. I'm treating that at the moment for with a fungicide to try to improve it. And if you look down here, if I can get the camera in, this new growth here, where my finger is doing well. That is doing well, and that's coming out clear. So sometimes it pays you to use a certain fungicide on your plants. Again, I've got it on this back one here. You know, something's damaged the plant, and please don't say that's sunburn, because I know sunburn. That's not sunburn, that's damage to the tissue inside the leaf as well. But I'm trying to overcome that with various chemicals. Are not always the best to use chemicals on your plants, but there's no other way around it. I mean, look at that, that looks terrible on that one. that leaf's going to drop off because it's yellow, it's dying back now, but that's caused it. But the new leaves here, look, are perfect. They look amazing. So there's hope in the plants coming back. The other thing I had was a bit of mould forming on some of the plants. I think I've moved them all now, but I'm not sure where I've put all them. But nice new growth coming on here, look, on this Bonplondii. 1, 2, 3, and we've got a nice spike coming there, so that'll be in flower again soon. But yeah, the majority problems was with slugs and snails, and I didn't know what to do. I've used diatomaceous earth for quite a while, and that's helped in a sense, but it does leave a mess all over your plants. It leaves like a powder over your plants, and to be honest, you've got to wash it off if you want to wash it off. But it does help a grower who is struggling like me. But the majority of these are doing all right. Oh, I'd like to show you this one here as well. This is my Dracula Vampira, and I got that off Lynn of Lynn's Orchids. Beautiful specimen. Unfortunately, I lost mine, but Lynn was kind enough to let me have one of hers. So look at that, Lynn. It's coming on all right, and the nice new leaves are doing well right up here. So it's coming on, Lynn. Thanks very much for that. Yeah, there's things that yellow leaves. People's always asking me about yellow leaves and that. That's dieback, general dieback. That's good. That is a really healthy plant. That's angulata, an amazing plant. But the older leaves are dying back, which always happens. So don't always be concerned. I'm trying to find a plant that's where I could say it's not done very well at all because of look here, look at these two. I haven't cut them off. That's a slug that's done that. So if you can keep them out of your greenhouse, you're doing well. There is again another problem I've got on this. I mean, I wish I really knew what was causing this on these plants, because I could treat it. But I've got to admit, I'm at a bit of a loss at the moment with some of them. You know, I've controlled a lot of the well, I wouldn't say diseases, but the insects. I've managed to control most of them now, but I'm hoping all these come back, and it don't look too bad in here. I mean, some of these plants look as healthy as hell. You know, here's a nice big Polytoriana, amazing growth on it, amazing plant. You know, a lot of nice coloured green plants in here. You know, even this one, Meze, putting nice new growth up. Look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 nice new growth coming up on that, but it struggled all through the summer, you know. But as you can see, a lot of green. Well, let's face it, if you've got Masdevallias, it's always green. But I still struggle with things like this on these. Now the leaves are all shriveling up. I've got that on a few, and I've just watched one of Jeff's videos from Tropical Plants at 53 degrees north, and he's using a hot box, a sulphur hot box really. Well, he's trying it out. I'm hoping I'll follow his videos to see how he goes with that, because if it works, I'll certainly invest in one, because you're never going, a greenhouse is always going to have damp in it, you know that. It's outside in your garden, even with the fans on. So, you know, look at all these new growths on this. A lot of new growth coming, a lot of really healthy plants. These are all new as well. So we're getting something right. It's just that sometimes we get something that really does, well, it makes me feel gutted because, you know, the plants don't look as healthy as I'd like them to look. Well, I'm not going to drag these videos out, I never do. I hope you've enjoyed that short video. If you do, give us a thumbs up. It always helps the channel. I'm not bothered about YouTube, but it does give me more push to push so YouTube push some of the channels out, because they're making the money, not me. Anyway, until next time, viewers, thanks very much for watching. I'll put the fans back on now while I think about it, because the times I do that and I forget to put the fans on is unreal. So until next time, viewers, take care, happy growing, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.